Is the Southwest Florida housing market cooling off, or are we getting geared up for a second half surge? From Naples to Cape Coral, June's numbers are in, and there's some surprising shifts you need to see before making your next move. If you're thinking about buying or selling, or just want the facts behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button for monthly market updates, community tours, and property walkthroughs. Also, reach out anytime to get a game plan together for your real estate needs. Your next move starts with the right information. Welcome back to the channel. It's Kim Feltis, your local Southwest Florida real estate advisor. Today we're diving into the June 2025 market stats across Naples, Bonita Springs, Estero, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. So let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into the first chart. We have the June 2025 median sales price by city. And as you can see, Naples is at $597,500. Bonita Springs is at $541,715. Fort Myers is at $353,000, and Cape Coral is at $360,000. Now, all four of these areas are down from last year at this time. Naples is only down 0.4%, and Fort Myers is the farthest down at 9.8%. So that is the median sales price, and as you can see by the chart, it's not overly fluctuating a lot, and it has come down a lot since the beginning of the year, but last year to now it's pretty flat as far as numbers go. Okay, so the next one we're going to go to is the inventory, which is the 2025 homes for sale by city. And Naples has 5,607, Bonita has 1,696, Fort Myers 3,495, and Cape Coral 3,465. All of these are up from last year, but they are not up considerably. As you can see at the end of this chart, the inventory is dropping as we go into the summer months. So that's kind of good and bad. It all depends on whether you're buying or selling, I guess. If you're selling, you have less inventory that you're going to be competing against, and when you're buying, you have less homes that you can look at. So either way, it's going a little bit more towards the stabilized market, I think, as far as inventory goes. Now, as far as pending sales go, if you remember the last time we looked at these, they were up considerably from last year, and we still are at this point from last year. So Naples is up 17%. Bonita Springs, Estero is up 38.9% year over year. Fort Myers is up 30.2%, and Cape Coral is up 12%. Now that's just pending sales. That doesn't mean anything as far as closed sales go. But when you have an increase in pending sales, that typically means that you're going to have more closed sales in the next 30 to 60 days. So we'll see what happens coming up in the next couple of months. As far as median days on the market goes, you can see by this chart that the last month has been a dramatic increase in days on the market for each city. Naples is up 31%, Bonita Springs is up 44.9%, Fort Myers is up 49%, and Cape Coral is up 18.4%. But if you can look from just May of this year to June of this year, you can see where that chart is spiking quite a bit. And then we're going to go to the last list to sale price, which is what I like to use to determine whether or not the market is priced correctly for where things are selling at. And as you can see, we're at 95% in Naples, 94.7% for Bonita, 95.3% for Fort Myers, and Cape Coral is still the highest at 97.4%. Now, they're not very far different from where they were last year, so these charts are all pretty flat as far as year to year goes. So that's, I guess, just saying the same thing. You know, prices are still a little bit too high when they come to the market. So as you can tell by days on market, they're sitting a little bit longer. So there are more price reductions to get down to where the market's actually at. Now, one last thing that I wanted to bring up, I know that you have heard me talk about this before in all of my market reports for the last couple of months, and that is the inventory homes that the builders have that they're giving you big discounts on. So I just had two contracts go under contract 2 weekends ago, and they're both new construction. However, one of them is an inventory home and one of them is a to-be-built home, which means they select the lot, they select the house, and the options that go into it. So you get more of what you're looking for when you buy a house that way. It takes, anywhere between 6 to 12 months or longer, depending on the price of the home, what all they're putting into it, and all of those things. But for the most part, I just wanted to let you know that when you buy an inventory home, you get a lot better bang for your buck. So in this situation, they're both out in Babcock Ranch. One of the homes that was the inventory home that will close in August, they were allowed 4% towards closing costs of the purchase price, and they got an additional 4.5% towards rate buy down. So they were able to buy their rate down as well as get 4% towards their closing costs. So pretty much all their closing costs are going to be paid for, as well as getting a really good rate, because it's 4.5 points lower than what the actual rate is right now. Now, I don't know what that's going to end up equating to, because we're a couple of months away from that being locked in, so I don't know exactly what that difference is going to be. But the home that's to be built, they got $10,000 towards their closing costs, and that was it. So that's not quite as good. I mean, they're still giving you some kind of a benefit for using their mortgage company, but in the long run, if you can do an inventory home and it's finished, especially if it's not quite finished, you'll get some good discounts. But if it's finished and sitting on their books, they're going to want to get rid of that rather quickly. So I've seen some of the homes that they're discounting the price up to $100,000 just so that they can get rid of it, because the longer that they sit on it, the more they're paying carrying costs every month on that property. So if you have any other questions about real estate in Southwest Florida, I'd love to talk with you guys. So give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. Let's talk about your real estate needs.